So this week, we are going to play a game called Two-Face.
Okay.
You know how you play this game?
I don't.
Okay, here's what you do. We are going to change it around, and we're going to... I don't know. Not necessarily. We're going to learn a little bit about our producer.
I like this game.
No, I don't like
You got make sure you got that screen right. Okay.
Let's actually make sure.
Yeah, this is good. Oh, yeah.
So behind the scenes.
If I have to.
See, now you guys can see that there's someone really back there. Okay, so
We're not talking to ourselves.
here we go.
Should
No, I don't know if it's better without them really being able to hear you, because that's what it's like for us.
Yeah, it's better that way.
She's still talking.
Mystery.
Okay, we're going to play 3 questions with Emily. Emily, what is your favorite thing about franchising?
Favorite thing about franchising. That's so many. I would say all the delicious food franchises that are out there. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite thing. Do you want more? You're not getting more.
I kind of like the awkward pause. Okay. Question number 2. Who is better? Who's funnier on the 8? Me or Cassie?
Oh, totally me.
She said
Yes.
It's just because I get her humor more. Like, you're on, like, dad humor level, and Cassie...
Greatest thing I've ever heard. You made my day.
So, you should see their faces right now. I'm like, oh, shoot. This whole time, it's been off focus. It hasn't even been on my face this entire time. I'm sorry. I really failed. It's been, like, in the corner of the screen. This is going really well.
This is actually exactly what I expected. Okay, last question.
Look, like,
What's going on? Why are you putting it on me?
because you're asking the question. You're supposed to be on
Oh,
camera.
I see. Question number 3. What is the funniest thing that's happened to you since you joined 1851?
Ooh, that's a hard one. This? No. Funniest thing that's happened to me, like, I honestly don't know. Not a lot of funny things happen.
How about that?
I'm kidding.
How about karaoke?
Oh, karaoke, sure, yeah. I sang karaoke. I thought my rendition of Welcome to the Black Parade was great.
It was.
Even though some people probably thought it was funny, but I thought it was serious. It was a really good performance.
All right. We will stop this if you sing one line.
No.
This is the 8. All right, welcome back to the 8. Here today, we gave you an inside look at the producer behind the scenes, who has done a great job at the graphics and
Killing it.
making all 6 of you enjoy the video that you guys watch. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick this off. Fantastic.
All right, fantastic. So by the time that this actually comes out, the Olympic closing ceremonies will be that following weekend. So was your brand, kind of a question that I'm posing, able to take advantage of the hype surrounding the games? I know
Nope.
that they're...
Nope.
Hard note, moving on. There were a lot of brands that hosted viewing parties, had LTOs, trying to tap into people's obsession with the Olympics. I think it's smart.
There were a lot of brands that also didn't post it on their website after I've told them 17 times that Tide and Dilly Dilly screwed it all up.
The sass is real, but true.
You know what? I don't like brands. Go ahead.
Can that be our new tagline? We don't like brands.
How about lamps?
We love lamps.
Can you please let me in on the inside joke on why you laugh so much about over lamps?
There literally isn't an inside joke.
A lamp is just funny to you?
Yeah.
I can see it on your desk.
I know, it still doesn't have a bulb. I need to find
I need to bring one in for you.
I brought one in and it didn't fit. I think I need to buy like a tiny bulb because it's a tiny lamp.
Here we go. We are off
to a great start.
There we
Okay.
go. Fran Liberty.
Fran Liberty. So we did a special edition of The 8 where you sat down with Dan Monahan from Tutor Doctor to discuss kind of what's disrupting franchising development right now. great conversation about considering that there's a changing landscape and how brands are able to kind of keep up with the competition and stay ahead of the technology that's out there. So
here's the truth.
Okay.
I may have told a few people at IFA this year that if you bought the recorded sessions from 2008 and played them in your ear, you would be listening to the same content that we spoke about in 2008. It still blew my mind that people walked up to the mic and said, "How do you use Facebook for lead generation?" How is this still a conversation? However, I sat in on Dan Monahan's session at IFA, and he had Joe Matthews on the panel, Lori Kaiser Block, good panel. I gotta say, they actually presented well. They gave great information. Some of the things that we talked about in our interview was discussed there. Mm-hmm. Finally, someone that gave great content. So, Dan, thumbs up. I enjoyed it. That's it.
Moving on. Fresh money.
Fresh money.
So in order to be competitive, we've talked about this a lot, restaurants need to have that delivery option in order to keep up. But when it comes to how much brands are actually able to make from this, it might potentially be hurting their bottom line because if fees from third-party delivery services are getting up to 35%, it's going to start taking a hit. So it's just really important for brands to be tracking their POS system to make sure that it's beneficial. But I still think that having that technology, you need it.
Could cut out labor. I mean, it depends what your model had before. Right. But at the end of the day, I mean, the consumer is still paying dollars as if they were in your restaurant. So if you're not finding the profit margins in there, there's probably something off in the delivery. And I do think here's something that I do think brands should listen carefully to me about. Be careful on the items that you're putting on there because there are some items that just don't transport very well.
Right.
So maybe have a better menu for delivery so that you don't hurt the opinions of your brand simply because you let someone else deliver it. I mean, I got Grubhub the other night in a snowstorm from someone who rode a bike, and it was cold. But so the good news is I put the blame on Grubhub there, but I'm also a sophisticated consumer. So just know that's a risk. Maybe have a limited menu.
All right, we're ranting now. So you've talked about this a lot, about the difference between a good and a great business, being really small, coming down to that customer service and positive attitude. So that kind of means that brands need to have their sales team also integrated within marketing operations and leadership in order to make sure that those expectations are set from the get-go so that there isn't a confusion and then a misstep with consumers that will ultimately damage your brand.
Here's what I believe. I believe Founder, the movie about Ray Kroc and McDonald's, tells us all one thing. Burgers, fries, shakes. Period. That's it. They did three things really well from a product standpoint and delivered a superior customer service experience. I think points of differentiation can be found in the small pieces, but I also think everything in this world teaches us that 1 inch of difference is the solution or the difference between good and great, whether that's hitting a golf ball into the hole, whether that's winning a lottery, you could be one number off. It's that microscopic that if you make sure that you're really good at the fundamentals, you can be successful in business. You're welcome.
All right, Franching Forward now. So Dunkin' Donuts has plans to expand a lot in the U.S. They're hoping to add 1,000 new U.S. stores to their system before 2020 or by the end of 2020. But they're facing a roadblock with a labor shortage. The CEO has said that they're not sure that they're going to be able to find enough qualified workers to fill all of these positions. And then, of course, also keeping in mind competition from major brands like Amazon, McDonald's, Starbucks. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to open up these stores.
If you want 1,000 more stores and you're concerned about a labor shortage, that means you're going to have to be unique in the way that you deliver your model and experience. I think Dunkin' as a brand, and you can see this, I am a fan of Dunkin'. I get Dunkin' Donuts coffee every single morning. I also will get it in the afternoon, but I typically, I like to be fair. I like to go to Starbucks too. But when I go in the afternoon, I still don't see anybody going to the 31 flavors Baskin Robbins that sits inside this Dunkin'.
Right.
So you decrease the size of your locations, you make sure the menu is condensed and really gives the experience that the consumer wants. you might be onto something. Also, I'll tell you, at least in our building, there are more orders coming in through the app than anybody that's going through line. So if you're going to have labor shortage issues, find a way to leverage technology to offset some of those challenges. So if you can master what the self-serve frozen yogurt brands did of a decreased employment structure, then maybe you can win and find the right sources for that. The other thing that's missed in a lot of brands, yes, you're a brand that's built for the multi-unit operator, but there is something special about owner-operators that are they're the ones that are part of the system, because they're going to care they're going to be the heart of your brand. So as you look to expand, maybe there are some opportunities for entry-level entrepreneurs that are going to be more hands-on, and their staff is actually their families as it relates to your brand. So lastly, I'm just going to say this. Subway has obviously gone through some closing of stores. That means there's labor pool there. Red Robin got rid of the busboys.
Yep.
There's labor there. I don't know that you will have as big of labor issues as you want, so long as the model is simplified that anybody can do it, that you don't need a sophisticated user or employee to do it. So, all right, that was another rant, but I'm just trying to help.
But it happens. You're just doing your part.
I'm just trying to help.
All right, Fran Funny, I'm back with my form of dad humor now.
Yeah, you know what, Emily? That's garbage. She's the one that writes the Fran Funny every week, and you're going to tell me I have dad jokes? I have jokes that aren't for dads either. I just don't tell them on here.
I was going to say, I can't just spew every joke. Okay.
I'm funny, too.
So much funnier. Okay, so how is imitation like a plateau? They're both the highest form of flattery. I thought it makes you
Transpiration.
think. See, she gets my humor.
She's like fake laughing back there. This is...
All right, our Fran's...
I'm done with this.
All right, so our Franspiration.
It's like, okay, move on.
Our Franspiration this week comes from Lena Sullivan, Director of Franchise Development for Gloria Jeans Coffees, and in an article that will be up on the site actually later today as we're filming, or is already up there if you're watching the published version. We pride ourselves in how we treat our customers, always with exceptional service. We greet them by name, have their drink ready when they come into the store, make them feel they're the most important guest of our day, because they are.
Boom! There's someone who gets it.
Yep.
Hire her.
All right.
Frenemies or friends.
Frenemies and friends, we're bringing it back to delivery. It's kind of the theme of today. So Yum Brands announced that they're putting their brands, Taco Bell and KFC, on Grubhub.
Smart.
Really smart move. I mean, it's a base of 14 million consumers that they now are able to tap into. So hopefully they're tracking the progress that they're able to make there.
I hear it. I'm just going to put one asterisk. However, how do you make that with your fingers? Like that?
That would be a lot, yeah.
So obviously Taco Bell's president went over to Chipotle.
Yeah.
New leadership that comes into the system has different ideas. I'm curious to see what happens to Taco Bell now that you took out the president. And the president's going to go over to a brand and try to duplicate what was done at Taco Bell again at Chipotle. So we'll see how the Grubhub situation works in. But now I want to see, how does Chipotle play with Grubhub, and what is the solution there now that the president's over there? So it'll be interesting when there's turnover in a position to see where it comes into play. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you feel good about Emily. If you want to say something nice about Emily, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Let's fill it up. Maybe we get 4 comments.
Whoop, whoop. Going crazy.
Philippe's guaranteed. Scott Thompson's guaranteed. Charles is guaranteed. Steve Eagleman uses a BlackBerry, so he can't post comment on there. But, I think we could let's go for 4 nice things about Emily now that you got to learn a little bit about who's behind the camera in this episode of Two-Faced. It's really three-faced, but see ya.
This is the 8.